We're going to explain how to check if a drop-down value is selected in JavaScript. There are several ways to accomplish this, and we'll cover the most common and straightforward approaches. 1. Using the selected index property. Every select element has a property called selected index. This property returns the index of the currently selected option. The index starts at 0 for the first option. If no option is selected, selected index will be 1. So, to check if an option is selected, you simply check if selected index is greater than or equal to 0. For example, JavaScript const myDropdown a document getElement by myDropdown. If myDropdown selected index equals 0, e console log, an option is selected. Get the selected value. Const selected value, myDropdown to options, myDropdown, selected index, value, console, log selected value, get the selected text const selected, text equal myDropdown dots options, myDropdown, selected index, text, console, log, selected text, else, console, log, no option is selected. Remember to replace a myDropdown with the actual ID of your select element. This code first gets the dropdown element using its ID. Then it checks if selected index is greater than or equal to 0. If it is, it means an option is selected. Otherwise, no option is selected. Furthermore, this code also retrieves both the value and text of the selected option, which will be useful if you need to use the selected value elsewhere in your script. 2. Checking the value property. Another way to check for a selection is to directly examine the value property of the select element. If an option is selected, the value property will contain the value attribute of the selected option. If nothing is selected, the value might be an empty string, or undefined depending on the browser and the select element's properties. Therefore, a robust check involves checking for both empty strings and undefined values. JavaScript const myDropdown equals document getElement by ID myDropdown. Const selected value equals myDropdown. Value. If selected value and unselected value equals undefined, console.log, an option is selected. The value is selected value. Else false console log, no option is selected. This code directly accesses the value property. It then checks if the value is neither an empty string nor undefined. If it's neither, an option is selected. This method is generally shorter, but might be slightly less clear than using selected index. Both methods achieve the same result, determining whether a value has been selected in a drop-down menu. The selected index method is arguably more explicit, while the value method is concise. Choose the method that best suits your coding style and readability preferences. Remember to always assign a unique ID to your drop-down element for efficient selection using JavaScript.